but I need a vacation. When I say I
Yeah.
need a vacation, I truly just need a vacation. You know, dealing with illness, dealing with sickness, dealing with family, and dealing with friends. I got to get out of here. I need somewhere to go. I just don't want to be going to dialysis. I just don't want to be waiting on a transplant. I just don't want to sign any more papers. I don't want nobody else sticking me. I don't want nobody else telling me what to do, but I need somewhere to go. I need to pack my bags and get out of here. And I tell you, I just need that now. I don't need it yesterday. I need it today. I truly needed it today. All right, I break my breaking point and I need it today, you know. But if I get a chance and if I think about my girl and say, this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. Hey guys, how are you? How are you? Man, I am still on location in Florida. That's right. I am still on location and I'm doing things in this beautiful, lovely hotel suite. You know, I'm having fun. I'm doing things. I'm getting in the water. I'm getting in the hot tub. I'm doing things with family. I'm sleeping a little, resting a little, cooking, a lot of cooking and stuff like that. But I do enjoy that and love that. Got some aches and pains, but won't let it ruin my trip. But this is some of the things I wanted to show you I was doing. We were being creative. Ooh, you see that? Little ornaments to put on the tree. And I did this one too. See the other one? Ooh. And and then I had to decorate this glass. I wanted to adopt this arts and crafts and do it when I get back to the dialysis centers and stuff to, you know, when I do something even with my job. So this is going to be fun. It was fun and it was easy. You got to heat that glass up for 15 minutes inside of the oven for 30 minutes because that's acrylic paint. But it's all fun and it's all good. I have not done that yet. I don't want to burn it or blow it up. But I doubt, I doubt I'm really arts and crafty, but my niece is going to be the one to do it, the doctor. Well, anyway, let me introduce my wonderful, excellent, beautiful, hardworking guest. I have for you a mom of moms, a mom that loves her family and a hardworking woman, none other than Deborah Starr, the elementary teacher, the mother, the mama. Welcome to the Lisa Baxter Show and good evening to you.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Deborah. How are you?
I'm good. Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
Happy New Year. Happy holidays to you. You looking good. I love your background and everything that you
Oh,
got over there with you.
thank you.
I'm glad. I am so glad to have you on the show. I already had your son on the show, and he did a wonderful, wonderful, excellent job. I'm
Yes,
telling
he
you, he
did.
did such a
Yep.
great job, and I did appreciate him. So I said, I got to have the mama. I can't just have Kim tell a story. I needed to tell a story from a mother's point of view. You have dialysis patients out there, you have transplant patients out there, and then you have parents that out there that wait for a kidney or something like that. They sometimes suffer along with the child or the children or the family, and the caregivers
I
do
think
that
I
also.
think they I think the mommies suffer the most.
All right. That's why I wanted to get your point of view with the mommy situation here. So, first of all, before we get into that, could you tell us a little bit about your job? You're an elementary teacher.
I teach in Queens. I teach third grade to great kids, and I've been
Uh,
doing it. This is my 25th year.
wow. Excellent. Woo woo. You better
Yep.
go ahead. I ain't mad at you. Excellent. Excellent. It's not easy teaching anybody, let alone children. A lot of people say I love children too. That's my heart. So you've been doing it that long. What's your grade again that you teach?
Third grade. Third grade. This year I'm
Third
teaching third.
grade. And what type of subjects do you teach there?
I math, English, reading, social studies, science, elementary school. The kids are
Wow,
wonderful.
wow.
They love learning, and they keep me amused all day.
Mm, mm. Well, that's a nice age and that's a nice group. That's a nice
It is.
group.
Nice
I know
grades.
sometimes when I deal with elementary schools, when I go out to do speeches or talk or do career days, a lot of
Hmm.
times I at the PTA meetings I introduce kidney awareness, or if they're having a health fair or a job fair. Would you or do you happen to do the same?
We used to have career day. We don't any longer. I'm not quite sure why, but we used
Okay.
to. If we do, I'll definitely let you know.
All right. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Definitely.
All right. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now let's go into a little bit about your family because I know you're a mom and I met your beautiful family. I met your husband and I met your son. And I know you have two sons.
Two
So
sons.
we're gonna
Right.
go. I want you to talk a little bit about your family.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what happened. In 2010, my son Stephen was 12 years old at the time.
Uh-huh.
He was a perfectly healthy child. He had an E. coli infection that led to something called hemolytic uremic syndrome.
Hmm.
That shut down his kidneys. He was on dialysis for 7 weeks. He
Mm.
was able to come off dialysis, but damage was permanently done to his kidneys. And then in 2017, he needed a kidney.
Wow.
So,
Now let me
um,
let me stop you right there for 1 second. All right. Now you said he did dialysis for 7 weeks. How did that process go, and how was it when you first saw him on the machine?
horrific. We were in the
Ooh,
hospital. We were actually on vacation when he got sick, and we
wow.
flew a plane no bigger than my kitchen. We had to
Wow.
fly to Bermuda. It was a small charter flight, two nurses and a pilot, and myself and Stephen. And we were taken to Boston Children's Hospital. And they told me he was in kidney failure. He was going to need dialysis in order to survive. And he did dialysis there for 5 weeks. He was in the ICU. After
Wow.
5 weeks, we were transferred to a hospital on Long Island. He stayed there a few days. He was
Okay.
discharged. He did outpatient dialysis for another 2 weeks.
Mm.
After that, his kidney function came back to the point where he could live without dialysis. But we
Wow,
knew,
that's beautiful. Not many people get that. I only knew one
no,
person got one treatment and then her kidneys kicked in and started working. She was an older woman, one of the prayer warriors of and I had her son on our show a couple of months ago. But wow,
right.
that's beautiful. You must have felt good when his kidneys started to work or kicked in.
Nervous. I was nervous. His kidneys worked
Okay.
for 6.5 years after that, but there was a
Mm,
decline over the years because we knew there was permanent damage.
okay.
And in 2017, we were told that he was going to be going on the transplant list, and we did that. And various people reached out and they said they would donate, and including my son, my older son, who was only
Mm,
21, 22 at the time, I believe. He was 20, maybe 23.
okay.
And he was a match. He was actually a perfect match, a 6 out of 6
Of course.
match.
Hmm.
And he donated in November of 2017, and he feels amazing. And he saved his brother's life. He gave him life. And Steven feels great. He's back up at school, and he's living his life. And hopefully,
Wow.
he
Now,
appreciates the gift that his brother gave him.
you said a whole lot there and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
meaningful stuff. I don't want no mom out there to miss it. Now we're gonna start back. How old was Stephen when he went on dialysis?
12 and a half.
He was 12. Whoa. Okay. Wow. And did when
Yes.
you took him to the centers, did you see other children? That was a children's center as well where he went dialysis?
It, it, it was a center for every age. I saw one child, probably a little bit younger than him.
Mm.
I heard she was going to be getting a transplant. I don't know what happened to her, but mostly
Oh
older
wow.
people. But
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
unfortunately, there are young people, and I've met a lot of people throughout the years, and young people
Yes.
as young than Stephen that need a kidney. There are various diseases that cause
Yes.
kidney damage.
Yes, I
His
saw
was
a baby. I saw a 4-year-old, and that like blew my mind and upset me. I don't like seeing any age, even the elderly. So that all bothers me, but we got to live with it and do the best we can with it. I'm proud
They
of you that you saw it through, because some people take holistic approaches. Some people take a different way, or biblical, or refuse, or don't educate themselves. But you kept on going. You kept on
you
going
have
with
to.
your son. Did you
Don't
see a
have a
lot of
choice.
children in the children's hospital before you took him out? The 5 weeks that he did it in the hospital, did you see children in that hospital?
Yes, I remember seeing two children in the dialysis center, and they were going to live on dialysis their entire lives. They had a
Jesus.
certain disease that, unfortunately, I met one child. He was a little younger than Stephen. He had two transplants, and both transplants rejected. I don't know the exact cause of the disease that he had, and
Yeah,
I would imagine he's still hopefully living on, hopefully he's still with us, and hopefully he's doing well on dialysis. But
yeah,
that's
yes.
that's rough. People
Oh,
who
yeah.
get transplants are the luckiest people in the world, and hopefully
Especially
more
with
people
work.
will donate.
Especially with works, or that you get anybody that wants to. Now, you said a lot of people stepped up to the plate besides your family. Who were some of the other people? You don't have to say names if you don't want to, but
That's
who were
okay.
some of the other?
There was a rabbi in my neighborhood that was going to donate. There was
Wow, excellent.
a friend of a friend that I never met that was going to donate. My best friend from childhood was going to donate. My sister, who was not a match, she would have donated and gone into the SWAT program.
Hmm.
My sister-in-law would have donated. Unfortunately, I was on two blood pressure medications at the time, and I wasn't able to donate.
Wow.
Even after losing quite a bit of weight. If my pressure ever comes down enough so that I could only be on one medication, I would certainly donate to somebody.
Yeah.
It's a life-changing experience. And my son who donated feels fine. He's perfectly healthy.
Oh yeah,
He's
Michael. Yes, Michael.
Yeah,
Michael the
he feels great.
champion. Woohoo! Michael the champion. Oh yes, he
He
feels
feels
wonderful and great. He put it all the way out there. I met you guys at the dentist
Blygen Kidney Foundation.
yes, Dennis Blygen Foundation, and I also had her on. I didn't get Dennis, but I did
His
get his
sister.
sister, and she's just a wonderful, great person.
Now,
A
did she?
wonderful great person, and she give great functions. I try to go to those functions and stuff like that, not just to raise money, but to raise awareness and to get to know other people. Because in this kind of thing, the more people to spread this, the better. You know what I mean? Oh,
Absolutely. There needs to
yeah,
be more kidney awareness and donating a kidney. Michael recovered in, I'm going to say, in about, 3.5 weeks. I mean, he was young. It takes some people, older people, a little bit longer to recover. But once
yeah,
you're recovered, you feel no different. People can live perfectly well with one kidney. Some people are born with one kidney. They don't even know it.
yeah.
So one kidney takes over the function of two. One healthy kidney does the function of two healthy kidneys. You don't need
Oh,
two to
yeah.
live. You
That's
don't.
right. That's a very good
Done.
point, because a lot of people don't know that. That's why they don't want to give it up. And a lot of people also are afraid or scared. And people just scared of operations altogether. But
It's funny. The,
I
the
was
day of my
ready.
operation, I wasn't scared. I had two children. Two. My only two children going into surgery. And we vetted the surgeons and we were confident. And that was actually a day where I felt pretty good. Over the past few years where I was very nervous that
Yeah.
my son's kidneys were not going to be working, the day I felt really good was the day my two children were in surgery.
Mm.
They feel great.
Wow. Wow. That's fantastic.
How do
That
you
is
feel?
definitely fantastic. Well, when you get a chance and you think about it, when you get a chance and you think about it, how did you how did you feel when your son wanted to give your other son a kidney? Because sometimes, some people or some parents feel like, oh, both of my kids are in jeopardy, or I can't lose them both, or they can't go under major surgery. You'd be surprised what people do or say or don't understand or panic. And you didn't seem like the type, but I don't know what went through your mind, so I won't talk for you. So you let me know when you gave your son the idea, or when he came to you, whichever way. Tell me what happened at that instance when he said,
Well,
"Mom, I'm giving that kidney to my brother."
Michael, we said to Michael, Stephen is going to need a kidney. We don't know
Uh-huh.
if you're a match. If you want to find out, that's up to you. He did his research. He spoke to other donors, and then he decided he wanted to get tested. They tested him. He found out he was a match, a perfect match. And then, of course, the surgeons made sure that he was healthy enough to donate. They're not going to take
Yes.
anyone that is not in perfect shape to donate.
Yeah.
And once he
Wow.
was cleared, he was actually very excited. And I think the whole family was excited. I was not nervous. I really wasn't. And if you don't know me well, but I am a very nervous person when it comes to my children.
Wow. Well, you love them. You know, that's what you do. You care about them, you love them, and you want the best for them. And you would give any organ or part to save them. Most parents are like that.
Absolutely. You know? Absolutely. But my husband and I, and the whole family, we were confident in the hospital that we went to. We went to Cornell Weill in New York City. We were confident.
Excellent hospital. Yes. Excellent. My husband was in there. Yes.
Excellent care. And Michael was out in, I think, 2 days. He might have stayed 3, maybe 2. I think he was out in 2 days. And Stephen stayed 4 days, and then they came home and they recuperated at home. And Michael was back to work in about 3.5 weeks. And Stephen took a term off from college because he was in college at the time. And he's back at college. He's home now for the holidays, and he feels great. They both feel great.
Wow. That is fantastic. Now that's a real family that stepped together. A family that they say a family that prays together stays together. I love that a family understood what was going on, and y'all really just took that ball and ran with it. You know what I mean? Took the football all the way to the home run. You know what I mean?
We had no choice. We had to, and we are blessed. We are blessed that he received a kidney. We are really, truly blessed. I really hope that Stephen understands the life that his brother gave him. I gave him life when I gave birth, but Michael truly gave him life.
Wow. So he got life from the whole family. He have gotten life from the whole family.
Right.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing.
I think when did you receive your transplant?
I got my transplant 3 years ago. I got it at Mount Sinai.
Right.
Yep, okay. June 29th, 2016. Okay. Yes, I'll never forget that day. And my husband was a perfect match to give me a kidney, but I didn't get it from him. He had passed away a year before.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay.
Oh, me too.
No one, your friends, your family, they couldn't donate to you?
I had 6 siblings on dialysis, 2 aunts, an uncle, and my mother-in-law. And if they didn't have the polycystic kidney disease, you know what I mean? They even had high blood pressure. You know, one side had, my mother's side, their family was diabetic. My father's side mostly had heart trouble, high blood pressure. And I only knew him to have polycystic kidney disease, but he had to have gotten it somewhere. We haven't narrowed it down to who he got it from, but we know we had it. You know what I mean? So it's very important to know your family history. It's very important to get a checkup. It's very important to know what medications affect you and your body. And it's good to have a connection with your physician and whoever you're dealing with medically, even down to the pharmacist, about how things go together, how they affect you. Read the paper that they tell you what affects, what don't go together. That is so key. You got to stay focused when it comes to your health. You just got to stay focused. It's important.
How long were you on dialysis for?
12 years. 12 long years. 8, Shando.
12 years. That is amazing that you survived those 12 years.
My sister that's on vacation with me been on 22 years. I'm yet to get her on the show. I had her one time and it didn't work out the day that I had her, and I never got her since. But I've been doing the show close to 9 years.
Is she still on dialysis?
Yeah, she went yesterday. You know, I had a sister for 16 years.
Why hasn't she received a kidney?
She doesn't want one. She doesn't want a kidney. I was the first one in my family to get a transplant. And they were a little scared, a little shaky, and a little upset because we lost a lot of people in the family. And that's understandable. But the God I serve that kept me on dialysis all of those years without dying is the same one that's going to keep me with the transplant. And I just want to
But
be right with him
she sees that
and
you're
right with
doing
the world.
well. She sees that you're doing
Excellent.
well.
Yes.
Why wouldn't she want one?
Listen, my sister have a doctorate degree. She's extremely smart. She's doing so well on dialysis. I did well on dialysis. I ain't had a sick bone in my body. I got tired of going. She does, it doesn't bother her to go. You know what I mean? I can see if it didn't bother me. I just got tired of going. And my bishop and my husband took me in the transplant and getting on the list and everything. I wasn't going to go because she did well. We all did well. All six of us did well. We would travel all over the world and get dialysis wherever we went. They did home dialysis. They did peritoneal, regular dialysis, hemodialysis. They did all the dialysis you can get.
I don't think
I
that's
did
any way.
one time,
No
but
way to
the
live.
hemodialysis. But God knows all things. You gotta let the person want it. My sister's 70 years old,
It's a
and
personal decision.
yeah, and she doesn't want it. So I respect whatever she do. I got her back, whatever she wants to do. If she
Right.
wants to do transplant, I'll have her back. She don't want to do it, I'll still have her back. I respect
That's
her.
fine.
We 14
Right.
years apart, like a
It's a
mom.
person. But
Yeah,
we wanted Stephen wanted. Stephen is a young man. He's 22 years old.
yeah.
Hopefully, his kidney will last a very long time,
Well,
and
have this made
hopefully
you?
there'll be other things in the future instead of dialysis. I don't know if you've heard of the artificial implantable
Yes, I
kidney.
have.
The
Yes, I
research
have.
going on at UCSF by
Yep.
Dr. Shuva Roy. I think if you can make that more aware of people, they need money to move forward, but the science behind it has been proving it would
Hmm.
replace dialysis. It's an implantable artificial kidney. No need for dialysis. You can eat and drink more freely, go about your life. No more dialysis clinics would be necessary.
Wow.
And they are moving forward with it. And I have met Dr. Shuva Roy personally.
Hmm.
I
Yes,
hope.
I've met some of the doctors, even the one that was doing the stem cells and stuff like that. I mean, he had a wonderful presentation at Rogerson Institute. Dr.
Mhm.
Barry Smith was there, and he's also somebody that I interviewed for the show, who was also my husband doctor when my husband dealt with um, uh, cancer, with colon cancer. And
Okay.
they keep us current because I don't only volunteer all over the place. I also have a job with them as a health ambassador at Rogerson Institute, as well. But how has this changed you since your sons have done this or dealt with this in any way with
It's
dialysis or transplants and anything of that nature?
it's made me aware that life is precious, though I always knew that. I was always very aware of that.
Hmm.
Um, I am more nervous now with everything they
Hmm.
eat and drink. My son got sick because he ingested something that he had E. coli. So
What?
anytime yes, that's what made him sick. He ate something
Jesus.
or drank something that had E. coli, and that's what put him into kidney failure ultimately. So yeah,
Wow.
of course I'm more nervous. I try to live every day to the fullest, and I try to instill that in my family. Or I should say, my husband tries to instill that in me. I'm still nervous,
Well, I
but
mean, at least
I've met
you're
wonderful
learning.
people along the way,
Hmm.
and I hope to give back when I retire. I hope to give back to certain communities and organizations that help find kidneys for people.
Well, I see that you do things that dealing with kidneys and stuff. Also, I see you do things dealing with autism and other things. I saw on your page that you was doing down the years, different things you were helping or
Yeah, well,
volunteering.
I know. Yeah, I know people that have autistic children, and it's difficult. So I try to contribute where I can.
I saw something with the heart as well, on your page,
Mm,
dealing with hmm?
I don't recall that
Okay.
on
All
my
right, it's
page.
all right.
Yeah,
All
no,
right. I
yeah,
know
I
it
know.
was two organizations, but I'm sorry because my family's running around while I'm still doing this show. I keep getting distracted. I love to be focused, and sometimes I go off a little. So
That's
I'm
okay.
just gonna be real. I always keep it real on
Well,
the show.
I think every family probably has heart disease somewhere. I know my grandmother suffered from heart disease. She was a
My dad
diabetic.
did.
She actually was on dialysis the last couple of years of her life. She
Wow.
lost her kidneys to diabetes, and she had heart disease because of diabetes. Every family probably has heart disease somewhere, or
Yeah.
kidney
My
disease.
father side had heart disease, but he had a great aunt that was on dialysis as well. You know,
Mhm.
my
Mhm.
book was on dialysis, and he had another one. I think Aunt Claire also might have been on dialysis too. And these women lived a long time. Matter of fact, they lived past my father. My father passed away at 57, but he had that and polycystic, and his kidneys worked 8% when he passed away. And he lasted a minute with them 8%. I don't know how he lasted a minute, but thank God that he
He
lasted
couldn't have
that long.
felt too well. He couldn't have felt too well at 8%. There's no
No,
way he could
oh, I'm
have felt too
sure. I'm sure. I think he put on the front for us, and that's what
well. Of
parents
course he
do
did.
too. You can be
Yeah, I
half
mean,
dead or
yeah,
dying, but you wouldn't do
yeah.
some of these things in front of your children because you don't want to scare them or something like that. I mean, I have hid some not sickness, but I hid how I felt. I think when we went out today, from my hip to my leg was hurting so bad and that I swelled up. But we were having such a good time. I didn't want to bring nobody down with it, so I didn't mention it. But then my great nephew, who was helping me with my chair and everything, my walker, he says,
Mhm.
Aunt Lisa, he pulled the chair forward because I was sitting in the back. And I said, I don't say nothing to the family. I'll be all right. Just let me bend over a little bit or stretch or stay in one place. And everything was all right. I was able to eat and everything like that. Nobody knew. I said that to say that sometimes you will find another time to tell somebody or say it, depending on what illness it is, because sometimes it's a very serious illness or something very sickness, or you could be racked with pain. I didn't want to have to go to the hospital while I was here when I was looking for some transplant medicine that I had forgotten back home. I'm a responsible person. I couldn't believe I'd done something so stupid. So I say it to put myself out there and put myself as the guinea pig so people will know. Check everything. Make sure you have everything. You know what I mean? I thought things would be
Carry
so
it with
easy when
you.
I got here.
Carry it with you at all times. Always keep extra with you and take
Yeah,
it
that's right. That's
where you're
right. And
supposed
I
to.
always did that. Since I did this insurance and stuff stopped, things just went a whole nother way. But a sister is on track. We're going back to work in January. Whether we have to wheel or walk or fly, we will get back there, and God will still be the King and the wonderful God that He is. Now, let me see. I wanted to ask you something else. I'm going to end the show in a little bit. I wanted to see how
Okay.
much we got. But if you was able to talk to a mom out there that had a child that is going on dialysis and waiting for a transplant, answer one at a time. Go with the dialysis first. The child just got on. What would you say to the parent? And then the child is waiting for a transplant. What would you say?
Your child will get a transplant because people will come forward and will donate, especially to a child. But you must get the word out. You
Okay,
must raise awareness for your child. You have to.
that's beautiful. Now,
You
how
have
would
to.
they do that, or how would you tell them to do that?
Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, get flyers out there. If they
Hmm.
belong to a religious organization, go there, make your speeches, just let it be known. Put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter, put it on Instagram. Talk to people. Talk to the man in the deli. You go to the fire station. Talk
Wow,
to them. You have to raise awareness. And if it's for your child, I'm sure the mom will do that.
wow. People will move heaven and earth for children. I've seen them go way beyond when it's a child. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
they
I'm
will.
not saying they don't
But
care about other people in dire straits, but I'm telling you, for children, you move heaven and earth. I could be tired, I could be exhausted or whatever, and something go down with a child. I used to be a counselor for children that ran away from home or was homeless, orphans, and stuff like that. And I always had to do therapeutic arts and crafts with them. But I've seen them commit suicide. I've seen them do things on the streets that they're not supposed to do, sell drugs, their bodies, and I had to counsel them and talk to them. I loved that job. It was hard. It was a very hard job, but I've just said that to say this. I would go way beyond. I could be tired in my bed. They say something went down or went wrong. I remember one time getting out of the bed to go somewhere and I had to go with detectives to identify somebody in front of a drug dealer. We could have got killed and shot, but we got the child back. She was only 10. And I had like five of them and everything, and she had ran away, and they helped me to to find her and had all of us get in the car just to find her in the street. I say that you would go way and beyond for any baby, any child, any
Of course.
anything that you could do. You
But
don't want to see them lose life.
but hopefully people will go beyond that for an adult also, because
Sure. Oh, we definitely want that. This show has been about everything and everybody and resources. So when you talk, we're talking about family. We're talking about the Lord. We're talking about children. We're talking about adults, even the elderly. Anybody that need help, we want to get it out there.
absolutely. I know
Yeah.
someone, my son's roommate in the hospital, he was probably 70 something. He received a kidney from a young man. He was probably 35 years old that donated to an older man.
Yeah.
And they're both doing fine. I know people in their 60s that donated and 70s that donated and received, and they're doing great. And there's no reason why people need two kidneys. But we were
I'm
born with
telling
them to give one
you.
away.
I tell you. Well, I got
We don't
3 in
have to.
me, and 2 of them is no good, and the other one that I call
But
Hannah is doing fantabulous. But I'm a
oh
donor if
yeah,
something happens to me. If anything
um,
ever happened to me, everything
and
is
so
donated. My eyes, my liver, my spleen, every part of me, my skin, everything is donated. And
there's no
I've been
reason
a
to take
donor
it
for a
with you.
long time, but I had to
It's a
add it to
very
my pardon
it's
me?
a it's a personal decision, but I'm going to be donating as well. And if I could ever get my pressure down without two medications, I'll be donating a kidney, and I'll let you
Mm,
know when that happens.
wow. Well, when
I
I
will be.
had high before I got on dialysis, they wouldn't let me donate blood or anything. And I used to go and I tried, and they said, "Oh no, 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 no." They didn't want it. It was before they knew that I had kidney disease or anything. So
That's because my son, who received the kidney, he donated blood. I mean, we checked it with his doctor. A couple of years, I think, before he received the kidney, and it was fine. Every situation is different. There could be other reasons why you couldn't donate blood.
oh yeah, yeah. We just putting
You
it
just
out there
you
and
just
spread the
can't
awareness.
you can't receive blood from someone that might be donating to you. Like my son Michael
Mm,
wouldn't wouldn't be able to donate blood to Stephen prior to the surgery.
wow.
Yeah,
I guess he
I'm
needs
not.
all of he put all the rest of it for him because I know with surgery they put like put blood on reserve for you and everything. So if you doing one thing, I guess you can't do it as well. But I like that point you made, and I'm glad you said it because I'm sure
Well,
some
the
people
donor
did
could
not
donate
know.
blood. You just can't donate blood to the recipient. I'm not
Right.
sure why.
Wow.
The doctor had explained it to me, but because my girlfriend donates blood all the time, and she was going to donate her kidney to my son, but the doctor said she could continue donating blood. She just can't donate it to the person she's donating her kidney to.
Wow.
So people could donate blood as long as they're healthy. I would.
No.
It's not to the
Okay.
recipient.
So what would you say to the mom that child is on dialysis before I end the show?
Take a deep breath, take one day at a time, and know that your child hopefully will get a kidney and live a normal, healthy life.
Wow. That.
And know that there are other things coming in the future aside from
Mhm.
dialysis, and one of them being the implantable kidney. The research is being done. I've gone to San Francisco. I've gone to the lab. I've seen it. I had the
Wow.
researcher at home. He's confident it will work. It's on a fast track with the FDA, and hopefully in a few years, people will have that instead of dialysis, and they'll be able to
Wow.
travel more freely. But we have to
That is
raise awareness
fantastic.
for that
Wow.
too.
Mm.
You have to help me raise awareness for that, because that's coming before the stem cell, before the organs.
Mm.
That's the next step beyond dialysis. That I know.
Mm. Well, you should have been a spokesperson for them. But I like that they will have more choices than just dialysis, than just transplant. If you got stem cells and the special kidney that could fit in, those are more choices. The more choices, the better. Who wants just
Yeah,
one
it's gonna
choice?
be
If you could have
the
more than one.
artificial the implantable artificial kidney would be the size of about a coffee cup. And I
Mm.
said to Dr. Roy, I said, a coffee cup can fit in your body? He said a Kleenex box can fit in your body.
Wow.
So yeah, it's coming. You
Mm.
should interview him.
Well, if you get me the information, why not? I am
Oh,
booked all the way to March, but people drop in
okay.
and out because things
Okay.
happen. You know, they get sick or they get tired or something happened or God forbid they forgot. But you know, I bother people all the time. I all the way up until this time, I'll send you a text here and there without saying hi or the show.
Right.
You at least you still did it, and I appreciate that.
Oh, of
And I
course.
definitely
Absolutely.
appreciate you being such a strong family member, a strong mom, a loving mom, a caring mom, a beautiful teacher, you know, and an excellent advocate. An
Thank you.
excellent, excellent advocate.
It
Is
was
there
very
any
great
shout
meeting you.
out?
I'm
Yes?
sorry. A shout out to
Yeah,
my
would you like
husband.
to shout out to anybody that you know, anybody in your family?
A shout out to my husband Mark for keeping me sane, or trying to keep me sane, because I'm really not sane.
Who is? God help us all. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So the husband.
Thank you. My husband Mark and my two beautiful children, of course, Michael and
Nice.
Steve.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Well, man, is there anything that we left out that you wanted to say? I think you did an excellent job, a beautiful conversation, a beautiful pitch.
Just I'll keep you abreast of anything I hear, and you keep me abreast of anything that you hear.
Sure, sure. If there's any
So,
websites or any organizations, you know, that will bring more clarity to transplants or kidney failure, anything like that, please say it or tell us or let us know if you know offhand.
okay, I will. I'll text you. I'll definitely let you know, and I hope people watching the show have faith that there's more things coming other than dialysis in the
Well,
future.
fantastic. And thank
Thanks,
you,
Lisa.
Deborah. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you very much. Best to the family. Please give
Enjoy
them
your
my
vacation. I'm jealous.
Happy
I'm
New
back
Year.
to
Hope
Boston
Christmas
cold.
was good, the Kwanzaa and the whole kit and caboodle. And the Hanukkah. I try not to forget that.
Happy and healthy New Year, and drink your water.
Definitely, I love water. I need a couple of glasses now with my dinner, you know. But thanks again, and be well. And I appreciate this 100%.
Take care, Lisa. Bye bye.
Okay, bye
Bye.
bye, guys. You have heard it. You have heard it. You have witnessed it. What a mom. She knows so much information. A lot of times, these are the things that bring you involved. When it brings it close to home, you start to know and learn everything and do everything when it comes to your children, your child, your family, or whoever's involved that you just care about or want to help. So I do thank you so much. And by the time I see you, I will see you next year when you see the Lisa Baxter Show. And I will let you know all of my guests for January and even future events. So happy New Year, a million blessings. Take care of your kidneys and they will take care of you. I ain't mad at you. I just love you. And God bless. Praying. Peace.